My wife became addicted to sexting other people. What do I do? Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. Forgive me, hopefully this is the right place. I know this could fit a few different categories and wish I could add additional flares. My wife, 30F, whom is an bisexual omnivert, and I, 31M, bisexual introvert, have been married for 7+ years now with a wonderful child that literally is spoiled due to our gaming, computers, anime and geek obsessions. We met in high school and started dating right when I was in college. I fell in love with her because of her personality and her appeal, which kept me hooked for life. Parts of my family protested while others were overwhelmingly accepting of her. As long as she has known me, I am the super loyal type, and many other people know how committed I am to this relationship. Even her own best female friends attempted to test me to see if I would cheat, which I immediately said no. I have always put everything into our relationship to make things special and went the extra mile to make sure she is everything she needs. She doesn't have to cook or do anything. She gets what she wants and needs. I am the glorified image of a rugged house husband which some can dream of. I went to college to become a chef and worked for a few restaurants for a short time. She has it made when it comes to the kitchen. Instead of her making the sandwich, I make the 5-star sandwiches. Needless to say, I put her on a pedestal and made her my queen. Currently we were forced back into living with my family due to the epidemic. Skyrocketing rent, lost wages and nowhere else to turn caused a lot of financial stress and hardships. However, I've had a lot of issues of her cheating on me both physically and emotionally, blackmail and trust issues in the past, which has set many boundary rules. Some of these boundary rules have been broken. I know she had some trauma in the past and it has led her to go into deep depression at times. I have made myself available, but she never confides her depression with me even though I have asked. Some of this trauma was recent add-ons such as having a couple of miscarriages and PPD when our child was born. While deep-rooting of her past, she was sexually assaulted and had a divorce between her parents when she was a child. We originally agreed to have a restricted open marriage which allowed us to have same-sex relationships if we only approved upon it with one another. It never really caused problems within our marriage, which eased things in the bedroom. During all of these years, I told my wife I didn't want her to continue adult role-playing with random people that I didn't know well. Majority of these random strangers were men and occasional women that were online. We agreed that it was originally okay because most of the role-playing is LGBT fanfiction and she had to use an alias to hide who she was. I read the role-plays, some were clean, softcore, while others were very adult-rated. I just found them interesting reads which gave me some insight and a few wows. The reason why I asked her to stop was because she began to give out her personal information such as her phone number, private photos, social media, etc. It led to some of these interactions with coworkers and former coworkers. In addition, I became a bit more conservative with our relationship due to our child, and I was uncomfortable that she started to actively seek out guys to exclusively roleplay with. I honestly had no idea who these people were, and I had some really spot-on intuitions about them which I got her to block and report to law enforcement. However, these issues grew worse over time. She was sexting with other people and adult role-playing with them through various means. She didn't think I would catch on, but I'd periodically accidentally stumbled upon what she was typing and what these people were sending to her. I'd lean in to cuddle her while she'd push me away. It got to the point where she was sending her nudes to other men. She even admitted to doing such acts one night and demanded that I should cheat on her repeatedly. She forced me to download and pay for Tinder, but I just ended up using it to find friends since I felt lonely and led to nowhere. I was heartbroken by the fact she wanted me to cheat on her, which led to a mental breakdown and heavy drinking. That depression was the worst I ever felt, much as the time my former partner passed away in an accident. These cheating episodes did not happen once but kept on going repeatedly. We haven't had much intimacy like what we used to due to work and having a child, but I tried spicing things up, but I feel like it ended in failure. Seems like she is more interested in her emotional affairs. Moving on to what happened recently, I am beyond stressed out that I decided to sleep on the couch and still having trouble sleeping. Haven't slept for 8 hours or more. I have to work and go through this while trying to hide the fact that I am in emotional pain. I want to personally thank those who caused this. Mostly the people who think I approve of this. These guys sneak behind my back and start sexting or sending inappropriate things to my wife while asking intimate questions that only a spouse should know, and she allows it to happen. I don't care if she has male friends, but there are boundaries. You don't do such things. It's wrong to do that to someone who is in a relationship. To make the problem worse is that I know this guy is within our area, which makes the issue worse, and he even has a girlfriend. My wife tried to guilt trip me that she should just get rid of all her guy friends and that this guy is seeking help. She also rushed through all of her messages and deleted things to hide what was occurring. Regardless of his relationship issues, he needs to go to his girlfriend, not my wife. It's just wrong. This isn't jealousy, it's a fact of the sanctity of our marriage, and I was angry, betrayed that she was trying to hide the truth from me. I demanded to see my wife's phone. I told her she is no longer allowed to talk to him or any other sexting partners. It's me or the highway. She gave it to me after I told her that her phone now has an open door policy, since I have always done the same. I confronted that guy to question why he would try to violate someone who is married, has a family, and goes behind his own girlfriend who has no idea that this was happening. I told him that there are boundaries in relationships that you never cross, and you messed with the wrong person. Needless to say, he tucked his tail between his legs and he stated that he didn't want to fight. We had long repeated heated discussions and that we are going to seek professional help. I conveyed how I felt. We just recently talked to a marriage counselor, which will involve one-on-one sessions and couple sessions. The counselor seems very promising. The night before talking to the counselor, my wife admitted fault, and we recently went on a date. She wants to fix everything and keep our family together, but I am afraid she'll fall back to these ways. If you have advice or thoughts, then I welcome it, because this newfound depression is eating at me. Here are some of the best comments from our community. Why would you take her back after she has continuously cheated? No wonder she cheats, because she can have her cake and eat it too. I mean, she might change, but after you let her do it so many times, I'm assuming she will do okay for a bit, then go back to cheating after everything has settled down. Sorry, but you can't continue to be a doormat and expect people to change. Open marriages aren't successful long term. It isn't a solution, it's a band-aid. There are deeper issues at heart that she isn't addressing. You're letting too much slide and she's taking advantage. Sometimes you need to let her know and see there are consequences to reckless behavior. You obviously love her, but there is no respect in your relationship. Sexually is so powerful and dangerous. It's deep and intimate. You destroy something that is sacred between two people. You don't play with sex. I hope counseling helps, but there has to be normal restrictions. This notion that people can live as free as they want without consequences is a lie. I sincerely tell you this because it's so painful to hear what you're going through. Your wife had to make a lot of decisions, and it seems that each time the sexting and adult role-playing was more important to her than you are. Meanwhile, you keep her on her pedestal and reward her. No consequences for her actions equals no change in her behavior. She only began to think about her decisions when you said it is me or the highway. Counseling is a good idea, but won't work out for as long as your wife doesn't get her priorities in order. She saw you suffering, saw you moving out of the bedroom, saw you trying to spice up your bed life, and each time she just shrugged with her shoulders. She even asked you to cheat on her. Asked you to shit on your marriage. Counseling is good, but not enough. Stop treating her like a princess. If she wants to eat something, then she has to take care of it herself. When she wants something from you, then let her come to you and ask for it. Getting treated like a princess is something she needs to deserve. It is now on her to put work in your marriage and to get it back on track. Not only by counseling, but instead by showing you that she actually wants to be with you. It is on her to find ways to win your trust back. She needs to show you that she respects you. Your wife is taking you for granted, and it is on her to show you that she no longer thinks like that. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.